everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about runes and a little bit about their meanings. Now this is not an in-depth tutorial or information on the runes, just this little overview, give you a brief idea of what each one means. This is more a video for beginners in reading runes who need something to just help them explain what each rune means, and yep, that's what I'm going to do today. So first of all, this one is Fehu, and it means like movable wealth. It would refer to cattle in the olden days, because obviously cattle were a valuable item. I mean, they still are, but not as much now as that. They wouldn't have been as important to their lives as they are now. It's only really farmers now who benefit from the wealth of the cattle, and even then probably not as much as they should. But yeah, this is Fehu, which means it's all about money, possessions, movable wealth. It's all about prosperity and abundance, financial security, good fortune. And then if you had it where you drew it the blank side up, it could be that you might lose that wealth, you might have to use that wealth for something that's really needed. So it might be a situation where you're really in need of something and you're going to have to spend that money that you've built up, and it warns against greed. And when you get this in a reading, it means it's like a good time for any ideas you've got that could help you make money. It's a good time for ventures to do with work and home, and you know, it's good. If you're going to have an idea of something you want to put in place to try and make a bit of extra cash, now's a good time to do it. And if it's the blank side up, when you do get to read it, then it could mean that you've got to balance this financial gain with possibly peace of mind, with joy. You know, it's going to be, the change might not be immediately available, and you might not see a change immediately, and you need to try and move on, build up some financial security so you can move on when the time's right. And that is Fehu. Then the next one is, where are you? 1 second. My runes aren't the best set, not the best quality, so just ignore the, oh no, it is supposed to be there, but ignore the little scratch bit. It's supposed to look like that, kind of. This one is Uruz. Now, forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. I'm not 100% on. I know that's definitely Fehu, but I might pronounce some of the other ones slightly differently. I'm just checking if this is the one that I want to talk about, because it doesn't look right. 1 sec. This could just be the quality of my set of runes. Yeah, this is just the quality of my set of runes. It normally looks a bit more like an N shape. I just have a horrible feeling it could be that shape. But anyway, it's an N sort of shape anyway. If I find I've got the wrong one, I'll change it, but I believe this is the right one. So Uruz, and this one, when it's like side up, is like all about strength, courage, overcoming obstacles, being successful in business, health improving. And if you get it blank side up, it means you've got obstacles against you in trying to achieve that, and you might be you're going to feel some pressure down the road, and you need to work on the situation and keep going. So this tends to refer to people or situations that are blocking your way, Sometimes though there might be personal blockages, so this might be telling you in a reading that you've got some sort of personal blockages you need to work on. You need to be courageous, be brave, and be more persistent, and keep going, and be more determined, and keep going. And if you get the blank side, you might be putting up your own obstacles without realising it, and you've got to think about what those obstacles are and try and remove them. And you might be feeling pressured to change, but you don't really want to. Sorry about the motorbike. There's one motorbike that goes past my house and it's the loudest thing ever. Anyway, if it's blank side up, it's you're putting obstacles in your way, and also you might be feeling pressured to change, but if you don't, it's your choice, it's up to you. So that is Uruz. Then this one is Thurisaz, also known as the Hammer of Thor, and this one is all about passion, protection, overcoming challenges. And if it's blank side up, it's all about secrecy and unresolved conflicts. And then in a reading, you need to deal with any obstacles and things that are coming your way, and any irritations and things. You need to deal with it. You can't just leave it and hope for the best. Whatever your situation is, if it's something that's bothering you, you need to deal with it calmly but firmly, but deal with it. And then if it's blank side up, beware of like people trying to stab you in the back. Beware of people being mean to you, like trying to be mean to you secretively without you knowing. And also don't be afraid to sort of stand up for what you believe in, and don't give up, and just be wary of those people that might be prepared to stab you in the back. Right, the next one is Ansuz. I think I've pronounced that right. It's Ansuz, Ansuz. And this one's all about like inspiration, good luck, continuing good luck, passing a test or an exam, and if it's black side up, it could be a sign of dishonesty in your life. And when it appears in a reading, so if Answers appears in a reading the right way up, so this is a good time for self-employment, like business ventures. If you've got some conflicts, it's time to have a discussion. The only way you're going to get past the conflict, it could be in your personal life, could be at work, is you need to talk it through. But talk it through sensibly, logically. Don't just go all like having a go. Like, actually put your argument forward properly in a concise, measured manner. And then on the back, if it's the blank side up when you select it, this could tell you about problems from the past that might be affecting you. You might not be listening to what others are saying, and they might be actually giving you really good advice. And don't listen to old negative nonsense that's in your head, basically. And then Rado, where's Rado? Where are you? Ah, there we go. So Rado, this one is all about successful journeys, successful travel, relocation. So you might be moving house. The blank side up, you might be waiting for that big move. You might be waiting for that opportunity. But if you just sit there and wait for it, it's not going to come. You need to actually like put things in place and do stuff to prompt that move and make it successful. If you just sit and wait for the right time, it'll never happen. So you need to just, you know, seize the day and get, you know, do it. So if you get Rado when you're reading, in a reading, basically don't just sit around waiting for happiness and fortune and for all these good things to come to you. If you just sit and wait for it, it's never going to happen. You actually have to put things in place. You need to put the work in place to actually get what you want. This one's also about, you know, things aren't just going to fall in your lap. You might have to take the harder path, you might have to take the longer path, but it'll be successful in the end. And the changes that you want to make, whether it be moving house, changing jobs, might not be approved of by other people, but you still need to go for it if you feel that that's the right thing to do. And then if you get it in a reading and it's blank side up, just be careful that what you're doing is not, you're not living the hopes and dreams of someone else. You got to live for yourself, do what you feel is right, do what you feel you need in life. Don't follow career paths and do certain things just because that's what someone else wanted to do. It could be parents pressuring you into a certain career, to do certain things, but you have to do what you feel right is right. And you know, if you feel the dream to travel, you can do that. You can live your life how you want, but you need to make sure that you don't just live other people's dreams, otherwise you won't be happy. And also make sure that the changes you're making aren't to basically sort out something in your head. Like, you can change as many outside things like where you live, your job, but if you're not happy in your head, like if it's more mental health issue, changing everything is not going to necessarily help. You need to actually find out what it is you actually really need first before you make that leap. Then we have Kenaz, which is known as the torch. This one is all about creativity, inspiration, listening to your inner voice. And if it's blank side up, it's like you're ignoring your intuition. You're not accepting the best that your life could be. You're just putting up with the second best. You are unwise in the decisions you're making, whether it be love or whatever. And if it appears in a reading, this Kenaz says that you are deciding between two different options, but there may actually be a third way that you've not thought of. That might be what you need to think about. It's not always clear cut. Listen to your intuition, follow your gut. So, like, if you're in a situation you don't feel it's right, if your gut's saying it ain't right, it ain't right. Trust your judgment. It'll work if you trust your judgment, basically. And if it comes up blank side up, this is saying don't accept second best in life. Don't accept the cards you dealt. You can change them. You don't have to follow with what's going on and just drift along in life. You can make the choices and decisions and actually have some input in what happens in your life. So you need to think about that really carefully, because if you don't try something, you're going to regret it. And also follow your gut. Mine won't stand that way, so I'm going to have to put it that way, but it is that way for Kenaz. Right, the next one's Gibo. I think it's pronounced Gibo. Could be Gebo. Gibo. G-E-B-O. Again, apologies if I'm pronouncing them wrong. This one's all about like joy, relationships, marriage, you know, those sort of issues to do with relationships with different people. Blank side up is like people are being mean. They might be mean to you, or they're not. It's showing a lack of commitment. So with Gibo, if it appears in a reading, you tend to help others first. You don't tend to be very good at accepting help from others. You can't do everything, and sometimes you are going to need to accept help from others, and there's not a problem with that. That's, you know, we all need help from other people from time to time, as much as we help us, as we help them. Don't focus on just helping everyone else. Sometimes you need to accept help from others, and also don't burn yourself out helping others. When the blank side shows up, like especially if you're doing a reading about a relationship, this tells you're putting more into it than the other person. They might not actually be as invested in the relationship as you are, and you've got to make sure that you're not just accepting them because they're there. You know, you need to have what you want from the relationship, not just what they want. So be wary of that. And then the next one is Wunjo, which is joy. So this is all about happiness and joy. And the blank side up is you're a people pleaser, and you're letting other people walk all over you. So if this appears in a reading, you need to ask yourself, what would make you feel happy? What is it you actually want in life? Don't expect life to just give you what will make you happy. You might need to actually go out and find it, work for it, you know, put the effort in. And if you get the blank side, you're forgetting yourself, you're more lonely, and you're people pleasing and not necessarily doing what's best for yourself. You're not going to be happy in that, and you might just need to say, you know what, no, and do what's best for yourself. Don't let others prevent you from achieving what you want to achieve. Don't let others stand in your way, because through the work and through the effort is how you're going to achieve your joy and happiness in life. It's not dependent on others. And the next one is Hagalaz, and this one is all about, you might be having some problems at the moment, some temporary problems that are stopping you achieving what you want to achieve. You might be having different problems with quite a few things and feel really stuck, but these problems are going to bring about a positive change in your life, and it's going to end up benefiting you in the long run. You've just got to deal with what the challenges are right now. If you get blank side up, you might be feeling oppressed, you might be feeling isolated, alienated, you might be having problems with different things, and whatever this setback is, it's currently getting in your way, and you know, it's blocking you from what you want to achieve. You might be feeling that you're having some problems at work, that people aren't being kind to you, being a bit spiteful, and this is also a good time, if you get it in a reading this way around, it's a good time to quit a bad habit. So maybe you're thinking about stopping smoking or stopping drinking. Now's a really good time to try that. Now's a really good time to do that, and the battle you'll have will be worth it in the end. It will benefit you more in the long run. So this is all about this. There's going to be transformations, there's going to be changes going on, but it will be positive in the end. Now the next one is Nordis, and this one is all about self-reliance and meeting your needs, and could be about love and passion as well. Ignore this like wiggly line here, that's just a scratch on the rock. This is what the symbol's supposed to look like if I cover it up. And it's a fire rune, and if it appears in a reading, it means there's something that you need to do. You might have been putting it off, but you need, or you might be waiting for someone else to do something to help you in achieving something. No, now's the time to just do it yourself. Take the bull by the horns, get it done yourself. Only you can really sort it out. If you have the blank side, you're relying too much on others and waiting for others to do stuff. You need to just get on with it and do it yourself. And you need to also be careful in situations to do with love and family as well. So that one is Nordies. And then the next one is Isa or Isa, which is that one that looks like a letter I. And this is all about family, sorting family disputes out, but not rushing into things, making slow progress, taking your time. You might be feeling, and then if it's blank side up, it might be about feeling stuck in a relationship. There might be blockages against the relationship working, and it's all about dealing with that. If it appears in a reading, then you're stuck, you feel like you can't move forward, and whatever, you might be having a problem with a loved one, you might be having a problem with someone at work. It's time to sort that out and have a talk with them, discuss it with them, try and sort it out, because until you sort this out, you're not going to be able to like go forward in life. You're not going to be able to achieve what you want. This is holding you back, and you need to deal with this situation now. If you have it blank side up, you need to think about what's holding you back or who's holding you back, and you need to decide what needs to be done about that. You might have to wait for the person to forgive you, to calm down. You might have to wait for the situation to resolve. But don't accept other people's rubbish. Don't accept other people's nonsense. You know, you're going to have to work on this reconciliation if that's what you want. Or do you need to just say, you know what, and move on? You know, it's things to think about. I thought the symbol had disappeared off that, then I was like, where's it gone? So there you go, that's that one. And then next one is, sorry if you can't see all the symbols. These are all done on red jasper, by the way. This just happens to be what I found when I bought them from the shop. And yes, you can buy them. You don't have to make them. This is Jira. It's all about harvesting things. So, like, you know, you've put in some good work, you've put in some hard work, and this is about harvesting those results. So basically, things where you've put stuff into place in the past, it's now going to be bearing fruit for you. It's now time to, it's time to reap what you sowed. And if you get the blank side, it could be that you're not learning from old mistakes you've made, and you need to actually think about that and actually learn from them. You're not going to benefit if you don't learn from your mistakes. That's part of life. So if you get this one pop up in a reading, it's going to be time promote yourself. Seek out that recognition for your effort. Make sure you get the money you're owed. So if you've done some work for someone and they haven't paid you, get them to pay you. You've got worth, and they need to pay for that. You need that. If you're particularly talented in something, it might be time to let the world know. Promote what you can do. Let the world know what you can do and what you can achieve. And this also refers to success and good fortune as well, providing you actually put the effort, put the work in. On the blank side, this one is all about, you've got to be realistic though. Don't sort of don't dream of fairy tales. Fairy tales aren't real. You need to actually like set goals in your mind, have realistic goals, have achievable goals, and work through them, and be committed and work hard. And if you're having problems in a relationship or work and it keeps being the same problems over and over again, it might mean that you need to change. You might be the problem. You might need to deal with something and sort that out. And don't waste your life on people who are just wasting yours for their own gain. Think about what you need to be successful. The next one is Ewas, also known as the yew tree, and this one's all about loyalty and love and friendships. And obviously this one is all about, you know, don't throw that relationship away but just because you want this fling, just because you know, don't always go for that whole grass is greener on the other side thing, because long term it won't work out. You might be better off actually with what you've got. So this one all tells us about there's going to be an end of a situation. It's like the death card in tarot. It doesn't mean someone's going to die. It just means there's an end to something. So it could be a relationship's coming to an end, a job's coming to an end. It could be a situation's coming to an end. There's a changing point you've reached. And whatever this thing is that you need to deal with, you've got to say, you know, move on. You need to move on from it. You're going to be stuck until you just deal with it and move on, whatever the situation may be. And if it turns up on the blank side, don't go for that quick fling. Don't go for that exciting new thing that you think is going to fix everything. Sometimes the old tried and tested methods and relationships are the best way forward. Don't sacrifice everything for something that could only last 5 minutes, whether it be money, luck, work, job, whatever, relationships. And also, don't bottle things up, let things out. The only way to move forward and actually deal with things is to let things out and move forward. Then the next one is Perth Row, and this is all about unexpected good luck, taking chances, and standing up for what you believe in. And the blank side up is about not leaving everything for the world and the universe to sort out. You actually have to make actions. So in a reading, it's like, this one is like you'll discover some sort of secret or some information that you didn't know before, which is actually going to be of a very big advantage to you. It's going to help you. Don't spend your time trying to live up to what other people's standards are. Just try the best and be the best that you can be. Don't worry about other people's standards and what other people are expecting of you, because that's not how life's going to work. And also, this is a time when luck is on your side, so take that chance. If there's a opportunity comes by, it might be worth going for. Give it a go. You might find actually it really pays off in the end. And then if you get it on the blank side, then you're taking too many chances, and you've got to be careful that you're not overdoing it. You know, your luck's going to run out. Be careful, basically. And then the next one is Algaes, and this is all about facing difficulties head on, sorting them out, The blank side's all about you're looking for easy quick fixes, and you need to think the long term, not just the short term. So this side is like you seize opportunities. It might not necessarily be the easiest path, but it's the path worth walking. It's worth doing. It might require more effort, but it's worth it in the end. It will pay off in the end. And if you put in the work and follow the harder path, you will, it will work out really good for you in the future. And also it's telling you, you might be seeking a new path in life, and it's not always going to be the easiest, but this path you're seeking might actually be worth going down. It might be worth looking at. It might be you want to, move away, change jobs. It's going to be hard, but it'll be worth it in the end. And then if you get the blank side, don't ignore your troubles, deal with them. If you ignore them, they're just going to carry on. You're not going to get past it. You're not going to solve it. And also, don't always seek the easy fix to a problem, because it might not be the best solution. It might only be a temporary fix. You need to actually maybe try the harder solution, because that's the one more likely to actually work in the long term. And then the next one. Now this one's drawn very badly. It should be like this, and like the angle at the top and bottom is like that. But we'll have to just deal. Unless, you know what it is? That's that. When I said earlier that this rune didn't look right, it's probably that one, maybe. Told you my runes are not good. But anyway, the one I'm looking for. No, actually, no, it is that one. It's just they've drawn it. There you go. What it is, they've drawn it weird and also put it on the rock weird. So this one is Sawillow, and this is all about self-confidence and health and happiness. This one's all about success in your life and achievements and reaching your goals, but also the blank side warns of, don't focus on what you can, the long term, what you can achieve, what you want. You're going to actually have to put steps in place to work towards that goal. It's not all about sort of daydreaming and thinking about, the long-term goal. You might have to think of short-term steps first of all. If you're sort of overthinking about your dreams and things, it could lead to burnout. It could lead to you feeling very disillusioned. Just remember, things that are worth achieving require many steps. It's not just one thing that you do and then you'll achieve your goal. You're going to have to work for it, and it might actually take a few years. So this one, if you draw it, there you go. If I hold it that way, that's how it's supposed to look. I was holding it that way. This one is all about success, fortune. Any projects you're doing will be successful. And whether it be something creative, whether it be to do with your job, it's going to be successful. You've got good fortune coming your way in the coming year. On the other side, you might be working too much and you're not having that work-life balance. You're not feeling that sort of life satisfaction. You can work too hard and just burn yourself out, and you're just going to suffer for it. Sometimes it's time to, sometimes you have to think it's time for a rest, time for a break. The next one is Tiwas, and this is all about striving for your goal, and regardless of the difficulties, keeping going, striving for those goals no matter what. Just keeping pushing forward and working through those difficulties and working hard. And dreams do come true, but you do need to be realistic though, and keep working at it. You can't just expect it to magically happen. On the back, this tells you that your goals are unrealistic, or basically just you're daydreaming, you're dreaming stuff that's not going to happen, it's not real, it's not what's achievable, and this is going to cause you to maybe lose family, maybe to lose your mental health, maybe to get depressed, and you're not going to reach what you want to reach. If you get it this way around, then things where you might be going into a new job, you might be going for a new career path, you might be trying to achieve something that you've always wanted to achieve, and now's a good time to do it. This can also be a good time for achieving what you want to achieve in matters of like justice, in illness. You might feel that you've put your life on hold, but it's going to be worth the sacrifice in the end because it's all going to pay off. If you have the blank side, then you're making it, you're just sacrificing too much. You're not going to get what you want by what you're doing. You need to look that you're not over compromising, you're not over sacrificing things, because that's not going to benefit you in the long run. And then Birkenau, also known as the Mother Goddess, the birch tree. This is all about renewal, healing, whether it be mentally, spiritually, physically. And then also renewal and new beginnings, and you might have thought that things weren't going to be successful and it's all over with and that's it, you're not going to achieve what you wanted to achieve, but actually it's going to come through. If you're asking about a relationship, you might have an issue or something you need to sort out, but it looks like it's going to be good in the long term. If you're asking about career or having a family, it'll work out. It's supposed to be a really good omen for people who want to become mothers or have children. If you get the blank side, then you might be manipulated by people. People might be manipulating you and you haven't realised, and you need to be careful of that. You might be feeling like an outsider at work, and what you need to do is, in those situations, is step out of it, step back, don't get drawn into nonsense stuff, don't get drawn into, I don't know, like if you've got like a group of people at work who are quite mean, don't get drawn into their meanness, let the fates deal with them. Just step back, don't get involved, and just be careful that you're not giving too much of yourself. And sometimes people are just people and there's not a lot you can do about it. Then the next one is Awas, and again, I apologise for pronunciations. So this one's all about relationships and different things in your life and getting that balance right. And obviously the blank side is all about, you might be following some advice, but it might not be the best advice. And if it's in a relationship, it might be this, it's not working. So if you get it when you're doing a reading, if you want to fulfill your dreams, and you might be thinking of traveling somewhere, there might be like a bit of a problem, but this tells you that the problem will be over soon. if there's a problem in your relationship, it'll solve itself, it'll work it out, but you do need to sort of talk about it, work through it, and you know, the problems are going to get sorted, whether it be in your personal relationships or work relationships. And if you get the blank side, it might be time for you to not get involved in other people's drama. Take a step back, let them deal with it, because all you're going to do is burn yourself out. You need to focus on yourself and what you need. And then the next one is manners, and this is all about accepting your strengths and weaknesses, accepting other people's strengths and weaknesses, and not, this side's all about you know, you're expecting the impossible and being overcritical of people. This one tells about, you know, yeah, you've got strengths and you've got things you can do, but also accept your weaknesses. Everyone's got strengths and weaknesses, and it's not a bad thing, it's just part of being human. You'll overcome any barriers that you've got. You might need to learn a new skill, or, you know, learn a new way of doing something that's stopping you achieving what you want to achieve. But you can do that. You can overcome this weakness. You can overcome this problem, as long as you accept that. Yes, okay. So let's say you're gonna do a test or something, and you don't want to accept that you don't actually know about a certain thing of this topic. Well, accept that you don't know and put the time in to actually study, work at it. You know, get advice from other people. You know, there's no problem in admitting if you don't know, because if you don't admit you don't know, you're not going to learn anything. And the only way to achieve what you want to achieve is to learn these new skills. And, you know, also, if someone's saying that you've done a really good job, accept that praise. You might feel you didn't do it as, like, you know, the super best that you could do, but you've done a good job. It's fine. It's not a problem. If you get the blank side, you can't do everything. You can't take over the world. You can't solve everyone's problems. You need to just focus on you. And also don't put people on a pedestal. Don't just accept that people are going to be like this perfect image that you've got of them. Everyone's got strengths and weaknesses, and sometimes even the people closest to you have got weaknesses, and you need to accept those. That's part of them. You can't change that. That's on them. So you might have to take a bit of a step back, and you can't do everything and can't be responsible for everything. Sometimes you need to let others be responsible too. Then the next one is laguz, and this is all about taking chances and stepping out your comfort zone, life changes and that sort of thing. And you might be thinking of a change, or starting a new job, or a new relationship, or I don't know, doing something that is all about, you know, achieving your dream. And it might be time to do this. This is the opportunity, and make sure you don't lose this opportunity, because the opportunity might not come again. And on the back, you might be feeling some problems. Go with your gut feeling. If you feel that something's not right, go with that. Your gut knows the right thing to do. Don't give in to temptation as well. And be careful of people who are just draining you and not benefiting you. You might be under some threat from others. Like it might be that they're trying to undermine you, being quite mean to you, and you need to be wary of that. Then Ingwas, this is all about fertility, but not just in like, you know, making babies. It's all about, you know, relationships, and could be a creative venture, it could be a job, could be anything else. It's all about starting things. So, and also if you get the blank side, it's like you're getting impatient and you expect like everything to work straight away. Well, it's not going to. You've got to put the effort in. Things are not just going to be given to you. This one is whatever you're starting, whether it be a new career, new relationship, and you're kind of expecting it to be all this, you know, the best thing ever, and you're finding at the minute it's not. This tells you need to be patient. You also need to be the one to voice your concerns, or, you know, talk to the person or whoever about what it is you actually want, and actually, you know, you need to put the effort in. This is basically the slow and steady wins the race. This is like, it's not an instant quick fix whatever you're doing, but it will work, it'll pay off. This is also said to be a good omen for people who are wanting to have a family. The blank side, basically you're stuck and you don't feel like you're going anywhere in life. You might be having some worries about your life, and it's time to just take a step back, have a think, and think about what you can do to solve that problem. Next one is Othala, and this is all about property, financial and emotional stability, and this is a good time for, I don't know, if you're thinking about buying a house, now is probably going to be a good time according to this rune. Realistically in the world, no it's not, because house prices are ridiculous, but if this pops up, it might be a good time for spending quality time with family. It might be a good time to actually fix the house you're in as opposed to buying a new one. And the blank side is be careful, be frugal. Don't sort of splash around buying needless things. You need to think of your savings. Make sure you build up savings. Make sure you know, are wary of what you're spending, and be practical. And also be wary of not children, just be wary of people in your house that might be wasting money, and maybe sort of try and push them towards saving a bit. But if you get this side, things to do with buying and selling homes, and, you know, maybe getting a job where you work from home or something, now's the good time. Then the last one I've got is Daggers. This is all about new beginnings. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it'll seem really dark right now, but you'll succeed in the end. It's just going to take time. This one says that, you know, keep going, don't lose faith, don't give up. You'll be successful in the end. It might seem really like daunting, or really like you're not going to get anywhere at the moment. You might be feeling stuck. You might have lots of doubts and fears, but you'll get through it. It might be you're really depressed, but you'll get there. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Keep going. It's going to be a long, hard slog, but you'll get there at the end. The backside, basically, the blank side warns about just sitting there and waiting and worrying too much. You're not going to get anywhere in life if you're just sitting around waiting for the good things to come and worrying about the past. You need to actually put steps into place and go for things, and, you know, don't just sit there, because it'll be a long, hard slog like it says on this side, but you will get there in the end. But it's not going to just come to you for free. You've got to work for it. And then my rune set has a blank one. Now the blank one, some people don't bother with the blank one. Some people do. And this could be interpreted how you want. This one is more what you're asking of the runes. Might not be something they can advise about, and you need to look to others for advice. I personally don't tend to bother with the blank rune, so that's what's in my set. So this is just a little brief look at the runes and what they're about, and give you a little sort of rough idea of the meanings. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Blessed be, and bye for now.